Next, we have House File 3425 from Representative Lucero. Just a reminder to the committee that we do have the Guardian ad litem presentation yet to go, along with the OLA's report, and we have 2 more bills to do yet. So, and if we need to, we will reserve this room for after 5 o'clock tonight. Representative Lucero.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would move House File 3425 for possible inclusion.
And I believe you have an amendment for this one?
And, Mr. Chair, I do have a DE amendment, yes. I would move that amendment.
All those on the DE amendment, all those in favor to get it in the way the author wishes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Amendment is approved. Go ahead with your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is on the topic of digital misrepresentation. And I would draw members' attention to a handout that I included, that is included in the packet. And it is from Wired magazine. And so you can see the date on the top there. It is from December of last year. And I'm going to read just 3 paragraphs here. And I think it really captures the challenge that we face here in Minnesota and across the country and globally, actually. And this bill is another one that is attempting to be proactive, to get in front of technology as it's coming down the line here. So again, I'm just going to read 3 paragraphs. So earlier this year, a group of Berkeley researchers released a pair of videos. In one, a horse trots behind a chain link fence. In the second video, the horse is suddenly sporting a zebra's black and white pattern. Turning a horse into a zebra is a nice stunt, but that's not all it does. It is also a sign of the growing power of machine learning algorithms to rewrite reality. Other tinkerers, for example, have used the zebrification tool to turn shots of black bears into believable photos of pandas, apples into oranges, and cats into dogs. A Redditor used a different machine learning algorithm to edit porn videos to feature the faces of celebrities. At a new startup called Lyrebird, machine learning experts are synthesizing convincing video from 1-minute samples of a person's voice. And the engineers developing Adobe's artificial intelligence platform called Sensei are infusing machine learning into a variety of groundbreaking video, photo, and audio editing tools. These projects are widely different in origin and intent, yet they have one thing in common. They are producing artificial scenes and sounds that look stunningly close to the actual footage of the physical world. Unlike other experiments with AI-generated media, these look and sound real. The technologies underlining the shift will soon push us into new creative realms, amplifying the capabilities of today's artists and elevating amateurs to the level of seasoned pros. We will search for new definitions of creativity and extend the umbrella to the output of machines. This will boom, but this boom will have a dark side too. Some AI-generated content will be used to deceive, kicking off fears of an avalanche of algorithmic fake news. Open debates about whether an image was doctored will give way to new ones about the pedigree of all kinds of content, including text. You'll find yourself wondering, if you haven't yet, what role did humans play, if any, in the creation of that album, TV series, or clickbait article? So a picture, video, or audio recording used to be considered close to irrefutable proof that an event or activity occurred. But the ability and the confidence to trust our own eyes and ears is being eroded with modern day technology. So what this bill is seeking to do is the capabilities exist today to digitally manipulate pictures, videos, and audio to create the representation of an event that actually never occurred. The tools to do this will continue to become more readily available down to the common person as an app on a phone. When we get there in a short few years from now, and according to the research that I've seen, the technology is coming where it will be forensically impossible to detect that a photo was digitally altered. And so when the technology is as prevalent as an app on a phone, we put ourselves in a position where we can't trust, a picture won't be worth 1,000 words because it could depict an event that somebody engaged in an activity that they never actually did. So that's what this bill is seeking to do, is get proactive. And again, just like the last bill, there's probably, no doubt, some unintended consequences. Looking for feedback, but this is something we definitely need to get ahead of to make it clear that this is not permissible. So with that, Mr. Chair and members, I will entertain questions.
Representative Becker-Finn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And it's interesting to have this brought to our attention, but I guess I have some concerns about the way that this is currently written, as far as it seems kind of anti-meme, and there are a lot of First Amendment implications, I think, especially with how easy it is to take a picture, especially a picture of somebody's property. Someone else could take the picture and put it on the internet, and now it's a public photo, and the person who used the photo from the internet to make a meme or like make something funny has no idea that the original poster didn't have permission to do that. And so this is really broad language to deal with the problem that I think you're actually trying to get at. I mean, I'm familiar with sci-fi, and the Blade Runner dystopia may or may not be coming, but so I appreciate you bringing this to our attention, but I think it just has a lot of negative implications for First Amendment humor, comedy, and people's ability to use the internet as a tool as well.
Mr. Chair?
Representative Lucero.
And I appreciate those comments, and you're exactly right. That's what the DE tried to do, is take it from my initial language to narrow it down. And the challenge before us then, as this body, is going to be, how do we take the language and make it so narrow and specific, which is what we want to achieve, make it so narrow that it targets those who would take the pictures that would cause somebody to reasonably believe that the picture occurred, or the activity that depicted in the picture or audio occurred with the intent to harm or defraud, misrepresent, while at the same time excluding the meme example or others that you're exactly touching on. That is going to be a challenge, absolutely. But we need to do something like that, because this technology. So we're going to adjourn as a body here in a little over a month, and this technology will continue to innovate. And when we come back January of 2019, there's going to be leaps and bounds in the capabilities that this technology is creating. So we definitely need to do something. And I look forward to, again, the feedback and how can we construct language to get at what we're trying to address.
Representative Pinto.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one thing I'm noticing in this, Representative Lucero, it does sound like this bill too just will require some more discussion. I noticed that it includes both a picture recording of another person or belonging to another person, and I wonder if that might be an area that's worth more discussion, because I think that we have just at a gut sense that if there's a picture of us, of the individual, that we do want a certain level of control over each of our own images. A picture that one of us owns, whatever that means, a picture that I took of a situation, let's say, and I suppose I at that point have the copyright, that I think feels a little looser. It feels like something that we want to be sort of even more protective of the right of we just want to be real careful about bringing, I think, the criminal law into that situation. So I guess I might encourage you, as you're continuing this, to maybe be thinking more about that particular distinction between pictures that somebody owns versus a picture that is of a person, or let's say of a person's child, and I have some control over that sort of thing, and kind of make that distinction. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Is there Representative Howe?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. But one quick comment. I'm already starting to think about the political photos from my mailers. I'm already starting to think that I need a release.
Any public testimony on the bill? With that, we'll lay the bill over for possible inclusion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.